Hey guys, Magnus here, and in today's video I want to show you guys some of Logic Pro X stock amps and presets for guitars. All you need is a guitar, a cable, and an interface. It doesn't matter what kind of guitar you have, it could be anything, it could even be an acoustic guitar. For this tutorial we're going to use this Fender Telecaster. Without further ado, let's take a look. Okay guys, we're into the screen. Now before we mess around with the amps and plugins, I want to show you guys a song that I did in 2016, only using Logic Pro X stock plugins such as their amp, bass, drums, etc. I had just borrowed a guitar from a friend of mine who didn't really play. It was a crappy guitar, totally out of tune, strings were way too far from the bar. It was really hard to play. Must have been like a $30 guitar or something. But I was so excited to plug it into my interface and into Logic Pro X and being able to play in real time. I had never done that before. And so I made this bit and I turned it into a song, got a friend of mine to sing on it and another friend to mix it. Now this is like 4 or 5 years ago. Anyway, let's take a listen so you'll see how it turned out using only Logic Pro X stock plugins. If you don't want to listen to it, you can just skip to the other part, but let's play it. Okay, there we have it. I had to go through some old files to look for that song. I finally found it. I played all the guitars except for the guitar solo at the end. I got a friend of mine to play that. Anyways, I thought it turned out pretty good considering that this is like 4 or 5 years ago where I honestly didn't know how to use Logic at all. Basically just used the drummer and just lined it up to the guitars. And then I had to separate all the drum tracks and got a friend of mine to mix it, and turned out pretty good considering how little we knew and that I was using a back guitar and just stock plugins. Anyway, I have this, let's hide this for now. We have this super simple guitar part recorded. This is actually, I'm using this in another song that I'm doing, but this is totally dry. Let's just listen to it. Okay, let's start. So one thing that we can do is that we can press settings and we can just put a new channel, a totally new channel with Logic presets. So what I like to do sometimes when I have a song and I'm experimenting with guitars, I always pick the same preset just to start out. Before I do anything else, I use this Old Forest one. Okay, let's listen. pretty cool. We already have a nice sound there. Pretty spacious though. Let's try something else. Let's go to crunch reverb. Pick something. Okay, that's not a sound I would usually use, but just to give you an idea. And sometimes for acoustic guitar, I would use this stereo doubler. That's pretty cool. Let's see how it works with the electric guitar, but for acoustic guitar, it's pretty cool. Without it. Pretty cool. Now we've got to clean reverb. This is the amp that I've usually used, Sunshine, the orange amp. I actually have a similar amp right there that I sometimes record in, but it's just so much simpler to plug in the interface and get going. But I have a tube amp, so I prefer that sound, but you can get very far with the stock plugins. So this is actually the amp that I used in the song earlier that I showed you. But this is not mixed at all or anything. Okay, so there's another thing we can do. Let's just reset channel strip. We can go here. Let's try. Go here and we can go to amps and pedals. So first thing you might do is find an amp that you like. The music that I'm doing nowadays has more mids and not crunchy. I'm doing more lo-fi type beats. Let's see if we can find something mid here. Mid box, maybe. That's a decent sound. Sunshine Compo, I've already used that one. Is something clean? Custom Studio Clean. That sounds like a good one. It's purple. Gain. Okay, so let's say we chose this amp. You can also mess around with the mic position. Change the mics. Box. A lot of stuff. And then we can go here. Pedal board. And put some funny stuff on. Already there, we got something cool going on. Oh, here's the tremolo. Oh, you could do something with this. Let's see, let's try that. Do the Okay, so we went from this. This. You can obviously mess around with some other stuff, but basically just to show you the amps and presets, pretty simple. Now, if you're experimenting with plugging your guitar into an interface and into Logic, I hope some of this was helpful. My recommendation is just mess around with these amps, plugins, and presets as much as you can until you find a sound that you like. I used these stock plugins for years before I got any paid ones. And the paid ones are not even that better. It just, a lot of the times, it depends on how much you manipulate them in a way that it sounds good. I've used guitars in songs that I published that went to actually on radio, national radio station in my home country. And there were stock plugins from Logic and they worked totally fine. So don't be fooled that you need paid plugins. Just experiment as much as you can with those. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. Until next time, peace out.